Dear students, today I would like to discuss about the salt hydrolysis. See, it is the part of the ionic equilibrium that you know, big introduction is not required. See, in the ionic equilibrium, the important ionic equilibrium is the water equilibrium. In pure water, as well as in all aqueous solutions, the problem is the solvent, where water acts as a solvent. The solvent itself undergoes the dissociation and establishes the equilibrium. So this is the main ionic equilibrium that is existing in the water or all the aqueous systems. This you know. And water is undergoing dissociation, partially undergoing dissociation and producing the H plus and OH minus ions. See, these are responsible for the acid properties. This is responsible for the basic properties of the aqueous system. You know that at 25 degrees Celsius, that is pure water, that is this is concentration is 10 to the power of minus 7 molar, concentration of this is 10 to the power of minus 7 molar. See, now if you talk about the acidic properties and basic properties, the aqueous system where that is it may be pure water or any aqueous system, if the H plus ion concentration and OH ion concentration is equal, the concentration is equal, that system is neutral, neither acidic nor basic. If the H plus ion concentration in the system is greater than OH ion concentration, then it is acidic. More, that is H plus ions are responsible for the acidic properties, they are more, therefore it is acidic. That is H plus ion concentration in the solution is less than that of the OH ions, then that solution is basic. That the other way is OH ion concentration is greater than that of the H plus ion concentration, that system is basic. So the nature, pH of the solution, aqueous solution, depends on the relative concentration of the H plus and OH minus ions, and this is the equilibrium existing in all aqueous solutions as well as in the pure water. So this is the basic concept. So water should be neutral, yes. At any temperature, the water is H plus ion. Each molecule gives the one H plus ion and one OH minus ion. So the pure water, that is the concentration of the H plus is equal to OH ion, it is neutral. In acid, the acid is one which produces the new H plus ions. That is H plus ion concentration is more than that of the OH ion concentration, because this is the H plus ion furnished by the water. You are adding the acid, that is which further produce the H plus ion. Then what happens according to this equilibrium? H plus ion concentration, this condition is arise. H plus ion concentration is greater than that of the OH ion concentration. Solution becomes, that is acidic. If the base is added like sodium hydroxide, which produce the OH ions in the solution, then what happens? The OH ion concentration will be more and H plus ion concentration will be less, because the product always should be 10 to the power of minus 14, that you know, that is Kw. Therefore this is increased, this has to decrease. OH ion concentration is more than that of the H plus ion concentration, therefore that solution shows the basic properties. Now this we know, right? And what is acid, what is base? See, let me define like this: acid and base. That is, there is an equilibrium. This is the equilibrium existing in the water. The substance which disturb this equilibrium, disturb this equilibrium, and that is increase the concentration of the H plus ions, that is called as the acid. And the substance on addition of which to the water disturb the equilibrium, water equilibrium, and make the H plus and OH ion concentrations unequal, and increase the concentration of the OH ions, that is OH ion concentration is greater than that of the H plus ion concentration, that is considered as the base. So this is one part of the your solvent water, acid and base. Now let me come to the salt. What is salt first of all? The substance which is formed along with the water when acid is treated with the base is called as the salt. Salt is the neutralization product of the acid-base neutralization product. So suppose if you take that is elementary reaction, HCl and sodium hydroxide, this is salt and water is formed. This is the salt water. This is the overall reaction is called as the neutralization reaction, and this is the product of the acid-base neutralization. Salt is the product of the neutralization. In the formation of the salt from acid, this is acid, the cation is OH plus ion, from base, that is from here acid Cl minus ion, anion, from base, that is cation of the base, cation of base, anion of acid are combining each other to form that is salt. This is the salt, the substance. This salt is formed due to the combination of the cationic part of the base and anionic part of the acid during the neutralization. So therefore, this is anion from this is acid. The cation of the salt is representing the base from which it is derived. This is the neutralization product. This is from cation from the base, anion from the acid. The cation of the salt is representing the base from which it is formed, and anion is representing the acid from which it is formed. By seeing the salt, we can say that the nature of acid and base that are involved in the formation of the salt. Therefore, this is from base. This is called as the basic radical. This is called as the Cl minus here is called as the acid radical because it is the counterpart of acid. This is the counterpart of base. This is the counterpart of the acid. Therefore, this is called cation of the salt is also called as the basic radical. Anion of the salt is called as the acid radical. This is something about the salt. Then now if we come to the third point, see, if you take the acid and base, see, base are for our convenience, the acids and base are classified into that is 4 types. That is the strong acid, strong base, strong base, strong acid, weak acid, strong base and weak base. See now, based on this, the salts are classified into the 4 types. A, first category of the salts. Salts of strong acid and strong base. That means salts that are formed when the strong acids react with strong base are called as the salts of strong acid and strong base. That is, strong acids, you know, HCl, HBr, HI and HNO3, these are all the H2SO4, these are all considered as the perchloric acid, these are all considered as the strong acids. That is HCl, HBr, HI, I am writing the simple acid, HNO3, HClO4, perchloric acid. Like this I am writing the, we can write the picric acid also. That is H2SO4, that is picric acid, trinitrophenol, picric acid, etc. So I am writing few examples. These are all the strong acids. And strong bases, that is the metal hydroxides of the first A group and second A group, are considered as the strong bases. That is sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, rubidium hydroxide, cesium hydroxide, that is magnesium hydroxide, that is calcium hydroxide, this is barium hydroxide, and your strontium hydroxide. Down the group, that is plasticity of the base increases. So these are all the, now we can take that. See the salts form that are formed. What are the salts formed? That is these acids, and that is chlorides, bromides, iodides, nitrates, perchlorates, sulfates of the alkali and alkaline earth metals are considered as the salts of strong acids, and normally chlorides, nitrates, bromides, iodides, perchlorates, sulfates of the alkali and alkaline earth metals. I write the word sodium chloride. It is the salt of strong acid and strong base. Sodium chloride, potassium nitrate, that is barium chloride, that is and calcium perchlorate, ClO4 taken twice. Whatever it is, this is, you can take the what anything, that is the barium, that is the sodium sulfate, potassium sulfate. These are all come under the category of salts of strong acid and strong base. And the B is the salts of weak acids. Acid is weak, and strong bases. Second category. Acid involved is weak, base involved is strong. That is organic acids. But your inorganic acid, best one is the HCN, H2CO3, carbonic acid. There are many such this thing, and that is this one H2S, hydrogen sulfide. That is these are all the, this is organic acids, formic acid, acetic acid, that is benzoic acid, C6H5COOH. This is benzoic. You can write many things, and that's majority of the organic acids are, that is weak acids. They have the KN. That is, these are all the weak acids. And strong bases, you know that this is the list of strong bases. Therefore, NaCN is a salt of, this is the salt of NaOH and HCl. When these two react, base is strong and acid is weak. And sodium acetate, that is acetic acid, and that is sodium hydroxide is a strong base, and acetic acid is the weak acid. And potassium formate, this is, and potassium hydroxide is a strong base, and formic acid is the weak acid. So we can write many examples, that is the, and sodium carbonate. See, we can write that is many examples of that category. And third category, third one is that is C, salts of strong acids. Acid is strong, but weak bases. Base is weak. So weak base means the mostly we take the word ammonium hydroxide, phosphine. These are all considered as the phosphonium hydroxide, phosphine. So we can take the organic acids, that is the amines. Amines like what amine? Any amine, that is the ammonia acid, aniline. These are all the come under the category of the weak bases. And that is the strong acids. I need not tell the word HCl, that is HBr, and HI, that is HNO3. Same list, strong acid list. Now you take the ammonium chloride. This is formed due to the interaction of the ammonium hydroxide plus HCl. Anilinium chloride. This is formed due to the reaction between the HCl and aniline. Aniline is a weak base, organic base. This is the pyridinium chloride. Pyridinium chloride. Pyridine is the weak base and that is a pyridinium chloride. HCl is the strong acid. Third category. And fourth category is that is D, is the weak acid and both are weak. Weak acid and weak base salts. These are the salts of weak acid. Both are weak. HCl is weak acid and ammonium hydroxide or ammonia is weak base. Weak base. This is ammonium cyanide is the example of salt of weak acid. Acetic acid is weak acid and ammonium hydroxide is a weak base. Now ammonium acetate is that is salt of weak acid and weak base. Anilinium acetate, this is aniline, this is anilinium ion, this is the acetate ion, C double bond O CH3, acetate ion. This is the counterpart of the acetic acid, weak acid. This is the counterpart of the aniline, that is weak base. These are all common to the category of that is we can write ammonium carbonate also. That is ammonium carbonate. Ammonium carbonate. So this is the list of the 4 types of that is salts. Now what we have to consider, what is this hydrolysis, what the new term we are using, that is hydrolysis of the salts. See, acid is acidic, its pH is less than 7. Base should be basic solution, base is 1 and that is it shows the basic properties. So there are set of properties and the third next thing is and it is a which contains the more of OH minus ions. And now what is the salt hydrolysis? See, I told you this is in all aqueous solutions our chemistry is aqueous chemistry, that is solvent is always that is water. This all the rules and regulations, that is the physical chemistry principles that are KW and all these things are only applicable to that is a pH, only applicable to the aqueous system. This is the case, neutral system. See, what is this meaning of the salt hydrolysis? This is the equilibrium existing in that is and water. To this system, if you add the salt solution should be neutral. But all salt solutions are not neutral. When the salt is added, they disturb the equilibrium. Here I told you at the 25 degrees Celsius, this is 10 to the power of minus 7, 10 to the power of minus 7, H plus ion concentration is 10 to the power of minus 7, OH ion concentration is 10 to the power of minus 7, that is, if this is neutral, the pH is, that is, pH is 7. See, some salts when added to the water, they disturb the equilibrium existing in the water. Disturb the equilibrium existing in the water. And the concentrations of the H plus, by disturbing the equilibrium, they make the concentration of the H plus and OH ions unequal. Once the concentration of the H plus and OH minus ions are not unequal, then the solution becomes the acidic or basic. If H plus ion is more and OH ion is less, it is acidic. If the OH ion is more and H plus ion is less, then it becomes that is basic solution. So that is certain salts when added to the water, on addition of water, disturb the equilibrium existing in the water, and create the acidity or alkalinity. And that gives the acidic nature to the solution or basic nature to the solution, affect that is chemical neutrality of the water. The phenomena in which a salt disturb the equilibrium existing in the water and create the acidity or alkalinity to the solution is called as the solution is called as the salt hydrolysis. See, the phenomena in which the aqueous solution acquires acidic nature or alkaline nature on addition of a salt is called as the salt hydrolysis. On dissolution of the salt, ultimately it has to acquire the acidic nature or alkaline nature. The resulted solution should be acidic or alkaline. Then that phenomena is called as the salt hydrolysis. We say that salt is undergoing the hydrolysis. If the salt does not affect chemical neutrality of the water, then we say that salt is not undergoing hydrolysis. How? See, this is I told you, this is the equilibrium existing in the water. When the salt is added, all salts are, remember, there are no weak salts and strong salts. There are weak electrolytes and strong electrolytes. But all salts are strong electrolytes. To the dissolved extent, they undergo the dissociation. The salts only in the water only fully exist in the form of ions. To the dissolved, if the X moles are dissolved, X moles exist in the form of ions by undergoing the dissociation. See, this is the equilibrium. This is 10 to the power of minus 7. This is 10 to the power of minus 7. The pH is equal to, according to the pH scale, that is the concept, it is pH is 8. We say that it is, right? Litmus has this has no action on the litmus. Litmus, they do not change this one. See, when it disturbs the salt, disturb the equilibrium, when salt undergoes, if the salt is added, that undergoes the BA is the salt. And when added to the water, it dissociates into B plus and A minus. It may be any salt of the four categories. It undergoes the ionization and produce the corresponding cation and anion in the water. So now, these ions, sometimes these ions have the reaction with the H plus and or OH minus ion, or both. This cation, and if it reacts with it combines with the only anion. If the anion of the salt, it only combines with this one. They may or may not, that depends on the nature of this thing. The strong acid is one which completely undergoes dissociation in water that exists only in the form of ion. Strong base is one which completely undergoes dissociation in water that exists in the form of only ions. So that depends on the nature of the anion and the nature of the cation. If it is the counterpart of the acid or base or both, if it is the counterpart of that is weak acid or base, then it reacts with this equilibrium. Ions involved in the equilibrium disturb the equilibrium and undergoes the hydrolysis. That is, so suppose if the cation is this belongs to the weak base. The weak base establishes the equilibrium in the aqueous solution. The B plus reacts with the O minus ions, OH minus ions, convert into the BOH. Or what about the A? A plus H plus ion gives the AH. They may take, this is the equilibrium. If this removes the OH ions, equilibrium is disturbed and further undergoes the dissociation. More H plus ion is produced and some more OH minus ion is produced in the forward, at most in the forward direction. In that process, what happens? H plus ion concentration exceeds the 10 to the power of minus 7, then it becomes the acidic. So this is, that is, cation or anion or both can interact with the, that is H plus and OH ion of the water equilibrium. In that process, it creates the acidity or alkalinity. So that is what is the salt hydride. Not all. If it belongs to the cations and anions belongs to the strong acids and strong bases respectively, they do not disturb the equilibrium. Why? That is a different story. If the cation or anion belongs to the, that is weak electrolyte, then that is weak acid or weak base, then they combine with the appropriate ion from this equilibrium and disturb the equilibrium. If both belongs to the weak acid and weak base, then both will interact with the, that is H plus and OH minus. This is the interaction. See, need not take place. Either this or this takes place, or both may not take place. See, that is, if it is a salt of strong acid and strong base like sodium chloride, that do not take part in the, here, if this is, the cation is, that disturb the equilibrium existing in the water equilibrium, cation of the salt disturb the water equilibrium, then it is called as the cationic hydrolysis. Cation is responsible to disturb the equilibrium and it is responsible to create the acidity or alkalinity of the system. Cationic hydrolysis. See, the cation do not affect and only anion affect the, that is the, and the affect the water equilibrium, then it is called as the anionic hydrolysis. If both involve, that is called as the cationic anionic hydrolysis. So let me come to the one by one. That is, and I explained the, that is the phenomena in which cation or anion or both the ions interact with the, that is the disturb the water equilibrium and create the acidity or alkalinity, that to the solution is called as the salt hydrolysis. So in the salt hydrolysis, the ions of the salts are disturbing the equilibrium of the water and making the H plus and OH minus ion concentrations unequal. Then in that process they acquire the acidity or alkalinity. Now here, that is, let me take the word salt of strong acid and strong base. Strong base. This is, best example is the sodium chloride or sodium bromide, sodium iodide, sodium nitrate. So sodium potassium salts normally we take, this is. When it is added to the, this is the water system. This is, in this equilibrium is existing. Remember, this is the principal equilibrium for us. We can write in the other way also, 2H3O plus and HOOH ion minus. So whatever it is, this is the water, this equilibrium is existing. This is 10 to the power of minus 7. This is 10 to the power of minus 7 at 25 degrees Celsius. Now, to this system you are adding the sodium chloride. When sodium chloride is added, the salt always undergoes the dissociation and convert into the independent cation and independent anion. So this is the equilibrium, this is existing. So the sodium ion has no reaction with the OH minus ion. This is not possible. Sodium ion added will not combine with the OH minus ion of water, water to give the NaOH. This is not possible at all. Why? Sodium hydroxide in water exists in the form of only, that is Na plus and OH minus ion. Since it is the strong base and strong acids in water only exist in the form of ions, not in the molecular form. Totally the alpha is 1 for the strong acids and strong bases. So due to the addition of the sodium hydroxide, it is not able to combine with the OH minus ion. Cation is not disturbing the equilibrium. Cationic hydrolysis is not possible. Now you come to the Cl minus of the salt. Why not it combine with the H plus ion of this? You expect the what this is HCl to be formed. That this is also not possible because this is also strong acid. This is strong base that exists in the form of H plus and only Cl minus, and that is in water. There is no question of combination of the H plus and the Cl minus to form the HCl. So that is due to the addition of the sodium chloride to the water, they are undergoing dissociation and producing the independent sodium ion and chloride ion, but they are not disturbing the equilibrium, that is water equilibrium. That is, they are not promoting the water equilibrium, they are not disturbing the water equilibrium. So that remains due to the addition of the sodium chloride or salt of the strong acid and strong base to the water, that the water equilibrium is not disturbed, that even after the addition, that is the H plus ion concentration in the resultant sodium chloride solution is 10 to the power of minus 7, OH ion concentration is 10 to the power of minus 7, therefore the solution remains that is neutral because of the equal concentrations of the H plus and OH minus ions, and pH remains that is 7, pH of the solution is 7. That is aqueous solution of the pH of the aqueous solution of the strong as salt of the strong gas and strong base is always 7, neutral, no action on the litmus. That is, salt does not undergo the hydrolysis. It is not creating the acidity or alkalinity to the solution. Therefore, it does not create the acidity or alkalinity. So now we say that is what to be taken into consideration here. If the salt of strong acid and strong bases, salt of the strong acid and strong bases added to the water, aqueous solution of the salt of strong acid and strong base is formed. Here hydrolysis is not possible. Neither cation nor anion disturb the water equilibrium. The resultant solution remains neutral and its pH is 7. It does not affect the litmus. So these are the properties of the aqueous solutions of the strong acids and strong bases. 1. They do not undergo the hydrolysis, their pH is 7. Now let me I will take up the titrations afterwards, after explaining all the 4 types of this one. And the other one is the second category, that is category B, that is salts of weak acids and strong bases. So best example is I have given many examples. Best example is that is sodium acetate. Why are you taking the sodium acetate? This is here you see, by seeing the formula of the salt we can tell the acetate ion is the anion, acid radical. Acetate ion containing acid is, that is acetic acid, is the weak acid. This is the sodium hydroxide. Sodium ion is the cation, Na plus ion. This is that is acetate ion. The corresponding this one. This when added to the water, it dissociates into that is acetate ion. All salts undergo the dissociation in aqueous solution. That's all. Acetate ion and sodium ion. Acetate and sodium ion. See, this is the case. What happens? This is the weak acid. This is the strong base. See, in the weak acid, what is the equilibrium? Acid partially undergo dissociation. You see, acetate ion plus H plus ion. This is the equilibrium established by the acetic acid. Acetic acid always it will be in equilibrium with the acetate ion and H plus ion. Acetate ion establish the equilibrium by combining with the H plus ion, the other way. So in water, that is acetic acid in water undergoes the dissociation and establish the equilibrium. Acetate ion establish the equilibrium in the system which contains the H plus ion. To go back, that is for the acetate ion, H plus ion is required. In all chemical systems where the H plus ion is present, acetate ion combines with that H plus ion and convert into the, that is acetic acid. For the forward process, Ka is equal to 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 5. For the backward process, this is 1 by 1.8 into, that is 10 to the power of 5. 1.8 into 10 to the power of 5, 2. That is 5 into 10 to the power of this is take the 2, 1 by 2, 0.5 and 5 into 10 to the power of 4. This is nearly, this is 5 into 10 to the power of 4 approximately. See, very high equilibrium constant for the backward process. Forward process less and backward process more. If the acetate ion is added to the any system which contains the H plus ion, that combines with the H plus ion and convert into the acetic acid, the driving force is more. Right? Driving force is more. It cannot exist. That is in the, here what happens, acetate and this is formed. Therefore, what is happening? See, it is disturbing the, to this system, sodium acetate is added. This is the aqueous system. This is sodium acetate is added, that is acetate ion, right? This is the sodium ion. This is existing water. In the water, you know that this equilibrium is existing, that is H plus ion plus OH minus ion. Writing this way is wrong, that is 2H2O gives H3O plus OH minus ion. H plus ion is a non-existing species, that is exists always in water in the form of the hydrogen ion. See, for our calculations that will not make the big difference at all. This is the, this one. See, what is happening, this is the system. This is the equilibrium existing in the water system. So what happened, let me take the water gives H plus ion and OH minus ion. To this system, what I am doing, I am adding the acetate ion. When acetate ion is added, that combines with the H plus ion and converted into the acetic acid. This is the water, H plus ion of water, OH minus ion of water. From that equilibrium it is taking the added H plus ion is taking this. What about the sodium ion? Why sodium ion is not taking? If the sodium ion takes the OH ion, sodium hydroxide is formed, which is a strong base. Strong base in water cannot exist in the molecular form. It exists in the form of only Na plus and OH minus ion. So that is a combination of the Na plus and OH minus to form the NaOH is not possible in water. That is a spectator ion that does not take part in the, that is not disturbing. It do not have the any affinity with the OH minus ion, because this is the sodium hydroxide is the stronger electrolyte. So only, see, that is you are adding the cation and anion to the water system in the form of a salt. Out of the cation and anion, cation is not disturbing the equilibrium of the water, but anion, that is acetate ion, is taking the H plus ion from this and forming the acetic acid and establishing the another simultaneous equilibrium. So if this takes the H plus ion from this equilibrium, water will go further undergo the dissociation more and more. And originally this is 10 to the power of minus 7, this is 10 to the power of minus 7. pH is, before adding pH is 7. Now this is taking the H plus ions only selectively. Then what happens? More of water has to undergo the dissociation. Due to this, what happens? This is OH ion concentration becomes greater than 10 to the power of minus 7. Therefore, this is greater than 10 to the power of minus 7. This is less than 10 to the power of minus 7. Since the product should be the 10 to the power of minus 14, should not exceed the 10 to the power of minus 14 at 25 degrees Celsius. Therefore, what happens due to this, OH ion concentration in the solution becomes, that is greater than that of the H plus ion concentration, that is therefore it becomes the basic due to this phenomenon. That is, when salt of the strong base and weak acid is added to the water, the resulted solution becomes, that is alkaline or basic. Its pH becomes greater than 7. Water is 7, but on addition of the sodium acetate, pH is increased, that exceeds the 7, it becomes the alkaline. Once it becomes the alkaline, that is the property of the alkaline solution is it converts the red litmus into blue litmus. That is it turns the litmus, that is blue. So that is and this is the property of the, that is salt of weak acid and strong base. So here, which is responsible to disturb the water equilibrium here? That is anion is disturbing the water. Anion is selectively taking the H plus ions and disturbing the water equilibrium. In the salt, if anion disturb the water equilibrium, then it is called as the anionic hydrolysis. This is anionic hydrolysis. That is, from the salt, the weak component undergoes the hydrolysis. The weak component, it is the base is strong and the acid is weak, so this solution will have the properties of the strong component, that is base. Our solution will be basic, pH is greater than 7, that is and the anion is undergoing the hydrolysis. Now, if you take the overall, now let me write here, this is the taking place, this is original equilibrium. The equilibrium constant of this is equal to Kw, equilibrium constant of this is equal to 1 by Ka, I wrote here, 1 by Ka. Acetic acid to acetate ion and H plus ion is the Ka. That is the second one is the equilibrium, that is 1 by Ka. What is the net reaction taking place? That is, you see, acetate ion plus H2O gives, that is acetic acid plus, that is OH minus ion. This is the case. I am writing the two equations, combining the two equations, combining and deriving the new equation, net equation, that is acetate ion is interacting with the water. It is taking the H plus ion. As a consequence of the removal of the H plus ion, water is ultimately going into the further dissociation. Therefore, this is undergoing the hydrolysis. This is interacting with the water and converting into acetic acid and creating the OH ions in the solution. On addition of the sodium acetate, the acetate ion is undergoing the interacting with the water and creating the OH minus ions. Therefore, solution becomes that is basic. pH is greater than this one, greater than 7. So, all aqueous solutions of strong acids and weak bases are, that is slightly basic. Their pH is greater than 7 and they affect the litmus. They turn the red litmus blue. And now it is, now to this equilibrium we can write the equilibrium constant expression. Anionic hydrolysis. Equilibrium constant expression we can write, that is, for this equilibrium, write the equilibrium constant. This is considered as a hydrolysis. We put the word H as a suffix, that is Kh is equal to acetic acid concentration, weak acid concentration into OH ion concentration divided by, that is acetate ion concentration. We know that the pure water concentration is does not change, it is constant. This is the equilibrium constant expression. If you derive this, now it is, well, what happens is the equilibrium constant for this is denoted as the Kh is equal to Kw divided by K. I am deriving. Or else you can write this thing is a, that is Ba is the, that is salt of weak acid and this one strong acid and this one, and anion B plus is the cation of the strong base and A minus is the this one anion of the weak acid. Instead of taking this example, I can take the word generalized example. H2O gives H plus plus OH minus ion. It is the water equilibrium. Next one is the A minus ion combines with the H plus to give the, that is AH. I told the story. This is the Kw. This is the 1 by Ka of the acid. That is overall equation. That is anionic hydrolysis is the H2O gives AH weak acid plus OH minus. This is KH is equal to, that is Kw divided by Ka. This is the case. Same story. I wrote in terms of the common salt, that is and generalized formula of the salt. This is this is called as the degree of, this is called as the hydrolysis constant of salt. Constant of salt. Every salt has its own hydrolysis constant. This is always 10 to the power of minus 14. 10 to the power of minus 14 divided by Ka. That is hydrolysis constant depends on the Ka. This is, we can also write the Kh into Ka is equal to Kw. The product of these two is equal to, that is the Kw, that is this constant 10 to the power of minus 14. So this Ka. So as the Ka, that is this depends on the Ka. You see the denominator Ka. As the Ka value increases, Kh value, that is the Kh value that depends on this, Kh value decreases. Ka value decreases, that is Kh value increases. So this that depends on the, that is nature of the, weaker the acid, greater the extent of hydrolysis. So one, this is. The next one is the, and its equilibrium constant is, that is Kh is equal to, or we can write it as the A minus, let me write here, A minus H2O gives, again I am writing the same equation, Kw by this one. Now, see extent of the hydrolysis. What extent it is involved in the hydrolysis? Say the concentration of this is C. This is 0. This is 0. You may ask why you are not taking about anything for the water. Water is present in the huge quantities. It is a solvent. Due to this phenomena, the concentration is not changing. Its concentration remains. Initial concentration, equilibrium concentration is same. Therefore, that is not taken into the pure liquid concentrations are taken as unity. This is the, say the H is the degree of hydrolysis. If the H is the degree of hydrolysis, what is the meaning of the degree of hydrolysis? Moles of the A minus ion that is involved in the hydrolysis, that is a fraction of the, that is the anion involved in the hydrolysis is called as the degree of hydrolysis. The number of moles of the A minus ion that is involved in the hydrolysis for 1 mole of the, that is anion A minus ion, is called as the, that is degree of concentration. C moles is present per liter. This is not the number of moles involved per C mole concentration. It is per 1 mole. Therefore, here the leftover is the, that is C. CH is involved. H is the degree of hydrolysis for 1 mole H moles. For C moles, how many moles? CH moles is involved in the hydrolysis. If the CH moles is involved in the hydrolysis, how many moles of the A minus ion is left? That is total moles present is C moles per liter. From that, how many moles involved in the process? That is CH. This is CH. This is CH. Is the degree of hydrolysis. This you can write it as the C into 1 minus H. This is CH, this is CH. Now, and here the concentration of the OH ion in the solution is C, depend on the CH. Now, for KH is equal to what is given? That is the AH concentration into OH ion concentration divided by AH concentration. If you substitute these values, CH into CH divided by, that is C into 1 minus H. This is equal to C square H square by C into 1 minus H, that is equal to, this is cancelled, that is C into H square by 1 minus H. That is KH is equal to degree of hydrolysis is equal. The hydrolysis constant is equal to, that is CH square by 1 minus H, where C is the concentration of the original anion concentration, the initial concentration. H is the degree of hydrolysis, fraction of the, that is the anion that is involved in the hydrolysis. But H is very small, or you put the word condition, H is very small, 1 minus H is nearly equal to 1. Very small, very small. Degree of hydrolysis is very small. Therefore, KH is equal to C into H square. This is the another relation. There in case of the acids, Ka is equal to alpha square into C into alpha square. Here it is, this is the case. Now, what we are doing, this is 1, KH is equal to Kw by Ka, this. Now we can write it as the H is equal to, that is H is equal to, that is KH by C under root. H is equal to, this H is the degree of hydrolysis is equal to Kw by Ka into C under root. H is equal to, this is the case. But see, this is the degree of hydrolysis. Degree of hydrolysis, I defined the degree of hydrolysis. Moles of the anion here involved in the hydrolysis for 1 mole of the anion. Fraction of the anion involved in the hydrolysis. It's a simplified expression, that is H is taken neglected, 1 minus H is taken as the 1. That is degree of hydrolysis. Now here according to this, to what extent it undergoes dissociation is not an independent. It depends on the Ka, this is constant. Depends on the acid to acid Ka value changes. As the Ka value increases, that is, this is the inversely related. That is, degree of hydrolysis is inversely proportional to the square root of the Ka and that is the concentration, degree of hydrolysis. As the C increases, that is, as the C increases, degree of hydrolysis decreases. As the C increases, degree of hydrolysis decreases. As the dilution increases, degree of hydrolysis increases. Similarly, Ka of the acid. As the Ka of the acid increases, the hydrolysis decreases. As the Ka increases, strong, the acid becomes the strong. Weaker the acid, Ka will be less, and the extent of the hydrolysis is more. So that is as the Ka is here, we can say that degree of hydrolysis, as the strength of the acid decreases, that is, as the Ka decreases, degree of hydrolysis increases. As the concentration decreases, degree of hydrolysis increases. So this is the that is on the involved. That depends on the degree of hydrolysis of the salt of weak acid and strong base, depends on the two factors. One is the temperature also. That is one, as the Ka decreases, degree of hydrolysis increases. Weaker the acid, greater the extent of hydrolysis. As the concentration increases, that is as the dilution of the solution increases, the extent of the hydrolysis increases. Alpha, this is H. In case of the acids and bases, we call it as the alpha. In case of the hydrolysis of the salt, we call it as the H. It increase also. Therefore, this depends on these two. If you take the equal concentrations of the two salts of weak acids, then the extent of the hydrolysis depends on that is Ka of the weaker the acid, greater the hydrolysis. This is the other case. Now here you come to from the original equation, OH ion concentration is equal to this is that is H into C, whereas H is this, and that is H plus ion concentration is equal to, or H plus, this is OH ion concentration is equal to, this is, you can write this is this part, this is equal to, H is equal to, that is the root of Kw divided by Ka into C into C. That is OH ion concentration is equal to, that is under root Kw into C by Ka. And but we need the pH of the solution. For the pH of the solution, this is H plus ion concentration is equal to, that is equal to Kw divided by OH ion concentration. It is a primary relation. I need not tell that is H plus and OH ion is equal to Kw. H plus is equal to Kw by this. Now H plus ion concentration in this system is equal to, H plus ion concentration in this system is equal to, this is the H plus ion concentration in this system is equal to, that is Kw divided by OH ion concentration is equal to root of Kw by the into C by Ka. This is H plus ion concentration relation is, that is ultimately under root Kw into Ka by C. This is the relation. H plus ion concentration is this, and OH ion concentration derived for the salty solution is this. So this is the OH plus this value is substituted. The simplification, this is the equation update. So now that is now you got the relation between the pH of the solution. So now few negative logarithm, that is negative logarithm of the H plus ion is equal to, H plus ion is equal to, that is negative logarithm of Kw, that is half, and that is negative logarithm of Ka, that is negative log, that is now it is, see, minus plus log C, so common half, check out, or you take the word log and multiply with the negative charge, negative. This is the pH is equal to half, that is pKw, negative logarithm of Ka is the pKa plus log C. This is the ultimate expression. But this is 7, 14, pKw is 14, 14 by 2 is equal to, we can write it as the pH is equal to, that is 7 plus, that is half, this is pKa plus log C. This is the relation. So 7, something is added to this, therefore it will be always greater than 7. So by using this expression, that the pH of the aqueous solution of salt of weak acid and strong base can be determined, provided its concentration of the electrolyte, that is salt, is known. And this pKa and is the acid property, that is the constant for the given acid. Every acid has its own Ka value, its own pKa value. So this is the ultimate equation for this salts of this, that is when salts of the weak acids and strong base undergo the hydrolysis. Here anion belongs to the weak acid that undergoes the hydrolysis, are responsible for the hydrolysis, responsible to disturb the water equilibrium in the aqueous solution. So that is, in this process what happens, the new OH ions are created as a consequence of this, that is OH, that is the solution becomes basic. So always aqueous solution of the weak acids and strong bases, that is always are slightly alkaline, the effect the litmus, and third thing is and pH is greater than 7. So by using we derived the expression for the pH of such solutions. So this is the ultimate equation. By using that, this can be derived. So with this we can tell that, so when the weak acid is titrated with the strong base like sodium hydroxide, that is what is happening, you see, this is the weak acid, acetic acid say, it is titrated with the strong base like sodium hydroxide, sodium acetate is forming. So when at the equivalence point, milliequivalence of this is equal to milliequivalence of the base, equivalence point, this solution is not neutral. Because why it is? At the equivalence point, no acid, no base. Theoretical equivalence point, no base, complete neutralization. Neither acid nor base of the sodium hydroxide, this is existing, but it is the aqueous solution of sodium acetate. Aqueous solution of the sodium acetate is always alkaline. Therefore, the solution at the equivalence point, the pH is not 7, it is the greater than 7. So that is the pH at the equivalence point of the titration of weak acid with a weak base is always greater than 7, slightly alkaline. That is, it will be the slight bit with the 8 and 9.5, 9.6 in the range of that because of that phenomenon. So let us see, after discussing all these things, and we will take up the titration part of it.